Stop. I'm going to teach you how to avoid gaslighting. For those of you that don't know what gaslighting is when you believe something and someone essentially uses their charisma or their precise language to convince you that you actually think something else. I'm going to tell you how to stop that. First step, identify what points in your argument make you feel weak. Identify your triggers. For example, let's say something that you are usually gaslit about is the way you feel about what someone does to you. Let's say that whenever you release an emotion or you tell someone about this, they somehow always twist it into you not actually feeling that way. This is what we need to do. We need to get a pen and paper, or you can use your phone. And before going into the conversation, identify what points you would like to not fold on. Because most people who are susceptible to gaslighting are people that are naturally people pleasers. They fold in conversations. They like to avoid conflict. So identify what you do not want to fold on. I can't fold on this. I feel this way and there's no way you can convince me no. Write that down. Write down any feelings that you will not fold on. Now go back into your memory bank and find what does that person say that makes you fold on your feelings. Because this won't even apply to the person. You'll notice that this is actually a trend within your entire life. So identify the trigger that causes you to conform. Write that down. Now, if you can, take that trigger and get a rebuttal and write that down. What we're doing right now is we're defining defense mechanisms to maintain our emotional stability so that someone cannot make us feel like we are not feeling what we are feeling. Remember that feelings and emotions are 100% fact to the person feeling them. You deserve to feel validated for what you feel, and what you feel is valid. So by defining these defense mechanisms that we need to instill, what we will be doing by you identifying the triggers is, one, we'll be able to win this conversation or at least get a chink in the armor of the next conversation. And two, we will be building a habit in our brain. The more we look at this, the more we go over these notes, the more we go over these rebuttals, the more ingrained they will become in our memory, so that when we're actually out in the field with the people that like to gaslight us, we will no longer be able to be swayed by that one trigger. And we will have to keep breaking this down and breaking this down over and over and over again. Some people have 20 triggers. Some people have 3, but you need to identify each one slowly so that you can build the defenses through the ways that I had placed before. And eventually they will become second nature, and you will learn, I never fold when this happens. I never fold when this happens. I never fold when this happens. A wise man once said, and I have no idea who this wise man was, I just remember reading it, but they talked about how essentially, if I know that when I don't have food in my body, I am easy to anger, then I will make sure that I eat a meal before I engage in a discussion. Preventative measures is what is going to prevent us from being gaslit by the gaslighter. We want to take the feelings that we have when we're alone, unabated, uninfluenced by the people around us, and write those down so that we can take them into the conversation and remain blunt and unfolding. If you believe something that someone does is wrong, write it down. You're valid. And bring this notepad with you if you can. And if you don't want to look goofy because you have a notepad, then make sure you keep it memorized. But I personally will bring my notes on a phone, I'll make phone calls, or I'll have a piece of paper with me so that I can avoid getting gaslit. Because having those points that I know I can't budge on in front of me makes me more fortified to not budge on them. Now, I really hope this helps you stop getting gaslit. It helped me tremendously. I only want to see you guys have success. If these things do work, please leave a comment saying, yes, this helped me. Yes, this helped me. And please share this with anyone you know that gets gaslit very often. And if you were the gaslighter, shame on you. Now, this is completely unrelated because this video isn't about my usual content, but I do what's called numerology. I can read you from your birthday, from your name, and I can pretty much tell you every single thing about you. I offer readings where I can actually go into mechanisms inside of you and see where exactly you get gaslit, see exactly where you do conform. And if you are interested in getting these readings, my readings right now are $280 off what they are usually priced. So if you're interested in that, DM me the code word 19 and I will set you up with that deal.